Shalom, shalom. That's peace and blessings. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High God, Yahweh. That's the name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem, in the name of Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I want to give a mighty shalom to the brothers and the elders that are pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to our people who are the Israelites according to the scriptures that are nowadays called the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. And in this video, I want to get into the UFOs, or the so-called UFOs are the eyes of God. And those are the form of we could say, salvation for our people. So first, I want to start off with Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 16 to give a bit more context into, the visual appearance of what the Bible calls the chariots of God, or the chariots of Israel, and giving it to a broader term or a broader context of what we know as today as the so-called UFOs. So this is Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 16. This is the prophet Ezekiel and what he saw. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they had Salakia, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was at where a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So when you see a UFO, whether it be in a movie or it can be in real life if it's a rare occurrence, but say like a movie, a cartoon, whatever, usually the UFO is a spinning object. It's a spinning object, and it usually has the outerwards part spinning, and the innerwards part, like where where we could essentially say the door is supposed to be to get in and get out. Both of those parts are spinning. So right here where Ezekiel said, and their appearance and their work was at where Salakia, let me repeat it. And their appearance and their work was at where a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So what does a UFO look like? Literally a wheel in the middle of a wheel, because both of them are spinning at the same time. 9 times out of 10, just in different directions. So that's Ezekiel's description of when he saw the UFOs, or the so-called UFOs, which are actually the chariots of the Most High. So this is the prophet Zechariah and what he saw. This is Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes. So he turned around and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. So what does a UFO look like? All it looks like is essentially a flying roll. That's essentially all it looks like. If we was, for me giving a picture to go with it. That's all it really looks like. You got a wheel inside of a wheel, just like how, right here. Usually the outerwards, the bigger circle, the bigger ring will be spinning one way. The inner ring will be spinning another way. So it just looks like a wheel inside of a wheel. And, just like how the prophet Zechariah described it, it just looks like a roll. So that's giving it to, better context of the so-called UFOs, aka the chariots of the Most High God. So this is Psalms chapter 104, verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So I can go into how, in most cases, the chariots, or aka the UFOs, are called chariots, or are called clouds. because mind you, these chariots can do essentially well we it would be past our comprehension as people, but to the Most High, he's limitless. He's not bound to physics. He's not bound to the ways of this realm. So the way that the chariots are designed, essentially they can essentially turn invisible or turn into a cloud. So shape shift into a cloud, or cloak itself into a cloud. That's why when let me go into the when it talked about Jesus or Christ ascended into a cloud. Christ ascended into a cloud. Bear with me. KGV. Yeah, right here, see? And when you know what? Yeah. Acts chapter 1, verse 9 through 12. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he, Christ, was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by him in white apparel. So just getting into the meat and potatoes of this, it says that he was taken up and a cloud received him out of their sight. So mind you, a regular cloud, like if you was to look up in the sky and it's a cloud where wherever you live, normally a cloud is made of what they say hot air, water, and something else, but you get the gist. A cloud can't physically do that. Even like a regular white cloud cannot physically do that. That has to be something other than a cloud, but it's most likely disguising itself as such. So going back into I believe it was Psalms 140, so like 104 verse 3, it says, who maketh the clouds his chariot, and Salakia, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. That's going, we can say that's essentially wordplay for talking about how how fast the chariot is, how seamless it is when it comes to going back and forth, and just how we can sit in the sky in one place. We can say that's just wordplay for how the chariot or how the so-called UFO moves. So this is going into, I could use this. Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. So this is going into the chariots or the so-called UFOs being angels. They're not little green men that the white man likes to portray. That the people that operate those so-called unidentified flying objects. They're not little green men. They're not tall green people or gray people. No. The Bible literally just described them as angels. And I really did it back on, I don't even think I did it on that video, on my first video on who the was that my first video? No, that was my second one on important figures in the Bible. But you know what? I'll make another video going into the description of the angels, and that most likely that's going to be a short one, but I'll go into the description of the angels and what it is in the Bible, like of what they actually do, like not what the Christian church say they look like, because they don't go off the Bible. They just go off of essentially their vain imagination. So that's against the Most High. That's not what the Most High said. They, told us how they looked, or how the Bible told us how they looked, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's going into the chariots, or so-called UFOs, being operated by angels, or are so-called angels. So yeah. Wait, could I? No, I already did that one. Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20 through 21. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So when it says that, come my people, enter into thy chambers, what are the chambers? What you think the chambers are? All you gotta do is really put two and two together. The Bible is not hard to understand, especially if you just use common sense. But second, you gotta be an Israelite for one. You gotta be a part of one of the 12 tribes. You can't be a so-called white man, a so-called Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, Arab. You can't be none of them trying to understand the Bible, because you're not going to be able to understand it. Because for one, it wasn't written to you, it wasn't written by you, and it wasn't written for you. So that's neither here nor there, and I'll go into that in another one. But yeah, the chambers talking about in that verse is literally just a so-called UFO, or the chariots of the Most High God. And it's about that, plain and simple. Because I already went into the how the chariots are described, what different names for them, and so on and so forth, and what they can do, so on and so forth. So that's all I really wanted to get into today. This was a quick one. I'm planning on dropping more, at least twice to three times every week, Lord willing. But yeah. First and foremost, once again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, and I do so in Ba'Shem Mashiach Kwamalak Yahweh. And again, mighty shalom to the brothers and the elders that are pushing this truth throughout the four corners to our people, who are the Israelites according to the Bible, who are nowadays the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native and Seminole Indians. And with that, I want to say shalom.